Cast.
Shit, that was weird. I'm on a roof. Shit! Yes, moo to you too. Welcome back. Now, let's just address the giant elephant in the room. Persistent World is no longer what it used to be. It has been through a lot of updates. Just look at it. The combat's changed. It's more like a digging simulator now. It's got its own launcher. You have to download stuff every time you fire it up. It lags a shitload in battle. And it's even got a different name. It's called Life is Feudal now. And now I'm starting to think Tav was talking shit. In all seriousness though, welcome to Life is Feudal. Honestly, I was away for 2 weeks, and when I came back, we'd switched to a new game. I had no knowledge this had happened. So House Lannister is no more, and we have become the Kingdom of Jerusalem again. Now, I know most of you are PW enthusiasts, so you might not be as familiar with Life is Feudal, but in general terms, it's basically PW on steroids. Specifically, we're playing Life is Feudal MMO, not Life is Feudal your own. The map is gargantuan. When I spawned, it took me 2 hours to jog across the map to where my clan was based. When I got there, I was greeted with a shit heap. You see, time is an abstract concept in this world. You have to build everything yourself. This isn't Rust, this isn't Ark, this isn't Reign of Kings. You gotta dig everything you need out the ground and carry it all the way back to your patch of dirt so you can survive being beaten up by some of the more bellicose neighbours. Having said that, don't make the mistake of thinking this is a survival game. Yes, there is a hunger bar and some belligerent wildlife, but the reality is it's a medieval civilization game. Whereas Persistent World was an RPG that focused heavily on combat, Life is Feudal has much greater depth on the civilian side of things. I'm not going to explain too much about mechanics and skill trees and other shit like that. That would be a really boring video for me to make. Subsequently, it would be really boring for you to watch. If you want to know more, just Google it. It's nice to be in a new environment. PW was stale for a long time for me. Not everybody made the transition though, which is fair enough. This is not for everyone. We even have a new king now. It's Great John. You remember Great John? That guy who got us all banned from Nexus? Him. He is our king now. Seems legit. Hope you like digging. He does. One of the first things he did when he became king was change the banner of the clan. Not that I'm complaining. I like it, even though I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. However, I'm not changing the intro. I like the intro, so that's the way it's gonna be. Also, you want to see what it looks like in the right colour? Looks like ass. So this is the right colour, okay? This is red and white. Just like that dress was gold and whatever. My personal experience has so far been humbling, but also extremely lucky. I hold the tentative plaudit of having never actually died, and that is of the 18th of January, at time of recording. Neither from cowardice nor competence, mind, just luck. I'm always in the right place at the right time. That's not to say I haven't had a few brushes with death. The 9 lives of Jampad include being mauled by a bear, falling from the top of the keep. I've been cut open like a fish during skirmishes and run away like a screaming girl. I've had Dr. Black perform medical experiments on me, yet for some reason I continue to cheat death. The real test of survival will come in battle. I understand that the daily grind of civilian work can be construed as, grindy and boring. And that's fair enough. Again, this isn't for everyone. But the wheels of industry serve only to turn the wheels of war. All the civilian trade skills give way to something deeper and much more complex. This is a world that is both figuratively and literally shaped by the players. The closest thing I could compare this to would be EVE Online. The politics of guilds cause the balance of power around the world to ebb and flow. Clans form coalitions with each other, and those coalitions make allies and enemies with other coalitions. Now, disclaimer, I am about to launch into an explanation of the political landscape of our part of the world. I do not have all the information, and frankly, I never will, because misinformation is deliberately spread to shroud the world in a fog of war. So, that out the way. The Kingdom of Jerusalem is a member of Bulwark Coalition, alongside the Black Templars to our north, then Oakheim and the Kingdom of who have a vassal, Ulv, to our south. Now, guilds only officially control the land around where their claim is based, denoted by the borders of the claim, but most exercise a degree of authority over an expanded area of land. So it's fair to say that Bulwark approximately owns this expanse. To the south of Bulwark territory sits the Kingdom of Lemuria, which exercises control over various other smaller kingdoms in the south. They are an ally to Bulwark, our staunchest ally, I dare say. To the north of Lemuria lies our secondary rival, Danelaw. A former member of Bulwark, they have since thrown in their lot with their vassal, the Hidden Hill tribe, with our primary enemy. To our west lies the barren steppes of Ashenfell. They are a member of Dark Alliance Coalition, or simply DAC for short. Our understanding is they're seen as the de facto leader of DAC as well, but that's hearsay. So there is a very brief and very generalised rundown of the political geography of our corner of the world. How exactly things ended up like this, I'll get into that some other time. Right now, all we do is wait for Judgment Hour and then kill each other. In the first Judgment Hour I was present and combat capable for, we'd made attempts to extend a peace offer to the Hidden Hill tribe and they had refused. Can't really argue with that, there's worse crimes under the sun than loyalty. Either way, him and they'd have to be dealt with. We'd actually found a way into the Hidden Hill tribe's base the day before, and during Judgment Hour the Coalition dispatched several raiding parties to do as much damage as possible. Turns out they had quite a lot of storage sitting outside their inner claim, so we burned and looted everything we could, to devastating effect. While this was happening, some of our allies had managed to build a way inside Danelaw's main base, and after the maximum damage to the Hidden Hill tribe was dealt, we moved our reserves, myself included, from Jerusalem to help in the destruction of Danelaw property. We encountered zero resistance wherever we went. Our understanding is Danelaw had upped and left either to move somewhere else or to join Ashenfell, and Ashenfell were engaged on another front at the time of this happening. Either way, the wholesale destruction of everything outside Danelaw's inner claim could begin.
We have the... Who had the resources for it, Levinson?
I have it, yeah.
Yeah, we can throw that first.
Alright, Levinson, you in? Okay, what's the question? You're outside? Where?
Yep. I'm here with the torch, jumping. Just at the edge.
Keep heading. Okay, Levinson, whereabouts are you?
Apple trees nearly destroyed.
Grab a branch, make yourself a torch, destroy the wood logs.
There's no apple trees on this side, is it the other side?
Don't destroy the wood logs for right now. Especially for the apple.
You mean the ones from the outing?
Yeah, the their claim.
Yep.
Right, the new place are...
Wait, you can or you can't, Roderick?
Alright,
Yes.
start steps.
We'll carry all the 1200s.
But it'll be empty at the bottom of that pile.
Some heavy shit. It's worth mentioning, I was kept outside to chop down trees, so what you just saw was a fraction of what happened. There was a lot more shit going on inside the walls. It's opened my eyes quite a bit to see what could happen if a nation was ganked. In the early days, Kingdom of Jerusalem was not on the best terms with the Coalition. If things had gotten worse, you never know. This could have been us. This is what winning looks like. This took weeks to build. It's scary to know this could happen to us. I don't think this hurt our enemies too much though, otherwise they would have tried to stop us. We thought best not to dwell on it and hobble back home with the wood we'd stolen. After this, I disappeared for a week to deal with IRL normie stuff, and the war raged on without me, because apparently object permanence is a thing. When I returned, I got told that the war had been back and forth. We'd lost a few skirmishes and had an indecisive scrape during Judgment Hour. Also, apparently there are now going to be 4 Judgment Hours in a week. So it was on one such occasion that Bulwark forces were mobilising when we heard Judgment Hour had been cancelled. But we already had the army assembled, so we resolved to raid Ashenfell instead. We were assembling at a trade post when we got word that Ashenfell forces were moving onto our land, which we would later find out had the intention of placing a battle totem just outside Jerusalem. So, we moved to intercept.
I want everyone from just outside on the north.
Come on, get up here.
The lug through the south side.
Defend the south area, guys.
They still got some riders mounted. Strike, take the Ember south side.
Right. Infantry, what's outside the castle? One got you.
Over.
Yes, out.
Word and get mounted.
There's one actually to the north
Yeah,
side.
there's one
Fighting
in
it.
the
Right,
bushes
infantry.
right here.
Yep. Are
Infantry,
you fighting him?
leave one straggler to the south entrance.
You can't do anything about it right now, okay? Focus. Make
Watch out for the Hardy. He's gonna charge.
I want to alive.
Behind you.
Strike, come on. West side, our guys are getting attacked.
Get on the horses.
West side is a big one. I need all Jerusalem infantry to the west.
Good job.
We're killing them
They're
all.
trying to mount. They're trying to mount.
Oh shit! I got knocked down. Yeah.
You're supposed to stay around here.
There's my infantry.
Keep hitting at this map.
Fuck's sake.
Don't get too far ahead.
Caesar, come back to me.
Good work.
Livy up behind you.
I will need your shield.
We're fucking up this.
Yeah, infantry, keep up.
Let's go to the horses.
My horses are advanced, I'm backing up.
Off well.
Oh,
Everyone
shit.
stays in the fight.
Alright, fine, I need to get stamina then. To get it. Group up and kill their infantry.
Sorry, lock.
Left, chase and build.
Anybody give a quick combat?
Mount. The guy down. Got his
Just a
horse.
couple of guys in the
Walk the horse.
Nobody loots. Everyone keeps killing.
Horse.
My game is back. Peter, fuck roof.
They are everywhere, man. They are never separated.
Watch out, Lancer without tabard in the middle of you guys.
Yeah, that's another one. Nice. Butcher them.
Just the group. Who is on the horse? Just
Come here. Layla, come here. Stand next to me.
Around the hazel tree.
other side of the hill.
Up the hill, up the decline.
Yeah, it's
Find
half
out.
quite north.
They're retreating on foot. They're disorganized and they're fucking in pieces.
Cavalry, just keep riding them down.
Alright, Lancer's from behind. Alright. Select, where's left? Where's your location?
Cavalry, keep hitting them.
Next to the hazel trees.
Like 4 of us. 5
Engage
of us.
to
Like
the
this.
northwest.
Engage in.
Oh fuck, sorry.
You just killed one of my guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Keep
I'm fucking
hitting
with
them.
my
He's flying now.
Cavalry, keep charging. Come on.
What's your fault, mate?
Watch out, Boros behind you.
Cavalry, stay together.
Nice!
Guys.
Is that?
Knocked
Go for
him.
the horseman.
Finish him.
Guys, cavalry, what are you doing? Go for him.
Watch out.
He's on his horse.
How the fuck he goes on the horseman? He's almost dead.
Check
Cavalry,
it out.
somebody cut him off. Cut him off. Head towards the coast. Infantry, you know.
We
West
are
of
west of
BT.
BT Park. Follow me, infantry. Shot in the hazel tree.
Go
Knocked
for
him.
the horseman behind, the hardy behind us.
That was my first proper fight. I am still without a death or a kill to my name. And I'll be the first to admit, this is not indicative of how the war has been going for us. It's very rare we have a battle that goes this well. At the end of the day, this was a defence. A successful one, yes, but still a defence, and we always seem on the defensive. Through being in the right place at the right time, we'd caught Ashenfell on the back foot, and stumbled our way to victory. So the plan to create an instant battle for the time being had been thwarted. It was both a strategical and tactical victory for Bulwark and our allies. Also a very fortunate victory, I fear in an instant battle we'd be crushed by Ashenfell. A lot of Ashenfell players have upwards of 2,000 hours in this game, just as a lot of us have upwards of 2,000 hours in Warband. So, I can't speak for our allies, but in the case of Jerusalem, you take a random guy from us and a random guy from them, and make them duel. I think it would be generous to say we'd win 10 out of 100 fights. What we do have, though, is numbers. I don't have any exact figures, but I'm fairly sure if we levied our full strength versus theirs, and then you account for their enemies on other fronts, we'd have them quite badly outnumbered. And a dozen mangy dogs can kill a lion. So the war rages on, and there's many more battles to be fought. At this point, I wouldn't put money on anyone. Time will tell. And I mentioned earlier that I would get into why the war started and how it got to this. I'm not going to do that right now because I only have our side of the story. So if there's any Ashenfell or Danelaw or Hidden Hill tribe leadership watching and you want to tell your side of the story, please do come and tell it. I understand there's always two sides to the story, and the last thing I want to do is spread misinformation, so yeah, come and have a chit chat with Jampad. Anyway, I think that's enough for now, so bye.